Good afternoon, Siminico! What have we unlocked now? The bazaar. That doesn't really fit. So I've moved the timeshares over and added another one just to kind of fill this block in. I'm sure I'll find something a little bit more suitable for this. We'll leave the arch there for now. Right now we're going to go through and start adding things to the city that are kind of missing at the moment. I have beautified this a little bit. I have not yet decided about the cafeteria. Let's go through here. We need to add a few things to Siminico that we lack. So a brewery, for example. Let's start at the top. Can add that brewery right there, say. Now we're adding jobs, which is counterproductive, but you know, that's just how it's going to have to go. More docks. We could put in another Department of Public Works. Kind of put that over here, I suppose. That would in fact go right there. It is blocking those doors, but I don't think there's really anything I can fit at this point. Maybe I could put it over here with the other government buildings. Fine. Okay, Epic Tower. No, we don't need one of those. Fire stations. Foundries. Heavy smog. Terrible to live by, but it is in fact industrial, and that is kind of what we need. So we'll put a big foundry right there. That has negative impact on many things, one of which is the actual balance of productivity. But that's okay, we're not going to be concerned about that. We need a lumber mill. Not going to be concerned about that just yet. You know what, maybe I should go ahead and just pause this, because otherwise we really are going to start causing problems. You know, a manor. How many types of manors are there? Okay, just the two. So what looks like El Presidente's manor? Dang it. Well, anyway, we're going to move the manor out here. Can I fit it inside this? That would be awesome. Yeah. So, this one, this one, this one, this one. Okay. So then we're going to have to... Oh, man. Shoot. Well, let's see if we can't bend this just a little bit so it looks a little bit better. There we go. Awesome. Now, maybe I don't want that going exactly like that, because I'll probably want to decorate this with fences, give myself a little bit of a yard, something I can put that statue down in front of. But this will be El Presidente's manor. Fine. I don't, I'll have to find out what the Spanish for manor is or such, and we'll just continue on here. The ring toss, fantastic. We've unlocked another thing for the carnival. That would fit. I guess that'll fit right there. Maybe I can fit it here instead. A little bit more of a... Could I fit it next to the carnival games, though? There, perfect fit, in fact. Although, is that taking up... Where is that? I don't think it is. Good. Nope. Fits wonderfully. Okay. Back to this. Yeah, that mayor thing. Off-track betting. The nightclubs. Mechanized farm. Well, this is kind of a good, I guess, transition between the farms and the mechanized industrial sector. I can put one kitty corner. I do kind of want to space this out a little bit, because there are more... I guess we'll fit a few more farms out there, but I don't want everything clumped together. Creating a huge deficit in productivity. That could be a little bit bad, but we can always make up for it with something like internment plazas. Yay. Off-track betting. Right, back to where we were. Now, major increase in prosperity if we put down another oil refinery. I'm very strongly considering it. Racetrack, the pub. Can we fit one of these down here somewhere? Oh, absolutely, right there. I don't want to necessarily put it in here. I don't even remember what I was going to put in there, now that I'm thinking about it. Whatever. It will go right here. Excellent. Okay. So back to pub. RV parks. Now I do want to put RV parks in, but I don't know quite where I want to put them. Obviously somewhere scrubby, so maybe over here. I mean, they are kind of campy areas, so it's not like we're just shoving them in there, for like a trailer park. But we kind of run out of room. It'll probably end up going out here. Oh yeah, I was going to put that big... Oh no, I did. I did put a hiking trail out there, so maybe we'll put it out there. Put an RV park out this way. So what's the... just... This is kid-friendly, though. Interesting. Well, can I fit two back-to-back? Because that would be cool. I cannot. I don't really want that facing the back of the... Well, I'll figure that one out later. So, back to the RV park, skate park. We should probably put one of these in somewhere. And it'd actually probably be pretty good to put in sort of an urban-y area. Now, I did leave myself space here, but what about... well... I'd kind of like it urban-y residential, actually, but, again, I've kind of... How about right there? Fine. So let's do... Let's see, service stations. Now, I'd kind of like to keep doing the 50s service stations, and really, we could put in more. What's the difference, though? -2... I'm not really concerned about the workers at this point. We're just going way beyond. Service station -3. So yeah, we'll continue with the Cuban theme of sort of the 50s stuff when I can get it. I don't want too modern-looking buildings showing up around here. I think a service station right next to the sports stadium. Now that's probably pretty high-end real estate, actually. I would imagine we'd have something a little bit... I don't feel like that's going to fit there, you know what I mean? Well, maybe I just won't put down another gas station right now. Okay, slum apartments, soccer fields. We could probably do with another one. Being a national sport in Siminico, I think you'd probably find another soccer field. Where would you find it, though? Kind of out here? See, these are kind of crummy soccer fields. Up against that preppy school. Up against the sports stadium. Probably not. And this out here is more of a... I mean, I do want to put a few residentials out here. So maybe we can kind of put this along this way. Out here. Oh, I do actually have quite a bit more space out here than I thought. Well, I'll save that for when I expand that way. Okay, soccer field, souvenir stand, more workers' barracks is probably pretty good. Spring water plant, though. Kind of a little bit high-end, industrially, for what will be a banana republic, but why not? We've got a mechanized farm. We'll kind of have this as the fancier, I suppose. Fancier industry. Now, a steakhouse. Steakhouse would be good as a place to have people come and enjoy their meals. Right there. Looking out right on the beach. Fine. We're going to need steak because the fish are bad in Siminico. So we're going to need another food source there for our tourists. Okay. So here we're getting to things like the strip mall. Something I do want to put in and that I haven't yet to put into the Siminico. Is that... So we got our big mega mall there. What if we just put, like, the strip mall here? Kind of out of place. Back to back against the industrial, but whatever, it works. And then there was also the sugar cane field. Now that is a farm. Let's finally put in another farm, shall we? Put it kind of... I mean, I'm going to have to probably put another road. So let's do that. Let's go ahead and take that road? Or should I just make a road? Because I don't want to grid off this stuff necessarily. So what if we just kind of do something like that? We'll go back down to that sugar cane field, and we'll put this, you know what, we'll just put it, yeah, we'll put it right here, fine. Kind of close to the Dude Ranch. Maybe I'll put another something or other there. I wonder if there's silos. Something farm-related without actually, and of course a sweatshop, without actually being the farm. Sweatshop. Kind of right next to the warehouse. Now let's pull that back a little bit further. Right next to our spring water. How about right there? Okay. That's created quite a bit of a deficit there. So then we've got tenements, textile factories. I would like to put more textile factories in, but at -20, we're not going to be able to do that. Might need more union halls. Another one wouldn't hurt. Maybe another Votech. Because otherwise, a zip line. That's sort of a... I mean, it's a touristy thing, but would that be suitable for a carnival? Probably not. Again, this thing is just not... Let's get rid of that right now. It just bothers me every time I swing by here and I see it. What was this? Hot air balloon ride. Right, okay. And occasionally we do see the balloon. Well, I think we've reached the end of what I can add in here. Well, okay, so workers' barracks would help to offset that. Now, is there a solar-powered worker barracks? There is a solar worker barracks. What that would help with, I don't really know. We are at a deficit of 44 power, so now we need to work on that again. Worker barracks, here? What kind of maybe, where were the other ones over here? Worker barracks on the back of the shell? Fine. Adds a lot of negativity around here. And it might be a little bit much for these people, but I'll come back and beautify that a little bit later, I guess. Okay, so that's helped a little bit. Adds 25. We might probably just have to add more of those, both to increase the worker population as well as the actual productivity filter. Okay, well, I think aside from maybe adding another urban playground, did I... Okay, I added one there. Or is that just a regular playground? I think that's just a regular playground. Well, let's add in an urban playground. Because I don't think I have added one. Slam it down right there. That's going to create awkwardness that I cannot... I'm going to have to put something else in there. Something like... unlock the board of directors. A bridal shop might go okay. A cafe is something that would probably be good down here. As a corner shop right across from the gigantic motel. Fine. Hotel, not motel. That just created more deficits. Let's do an ad. Well, that's actually not at all. I need something probably like a venue. So let's pick a venue and see if there's not a small venue that we can throw in there. I do want to put this philanthropic... You know what? That'll actually work. Can I add it to... How about right there? Excellent. Okay. That's created negativity on the prosperity. That's all right. We'll figure out a way to bounce it back. Right now I'm just more concerned about trying to find something to fill in. Guess your weight. That is a tiny little thing. Wow, we can definitely add that. We can definitely find a place for that. Right there on the midway. Excellent. Awesome. Ring toss. Okay, the zip line, the billboards. General stores. Pet shops. Do I already put down a pet shop? I think I did. I think I put one down back in the old town. Yeah, it's right there. Okay. Well, shoot. I guess we'll just go back, start from the top. That's kind of what I've been doing, but I had wanted to add venues. Let's not do that just yet. Sushi joint. Now that's going to create a small deficit. Sushi joint across from that, not so much. Right there. Right there is perfect. Okay. Sure. More negative stuff that I've added. More venues. Electronic pets. No, it's more cyberpunk themed. Tattoo parlor. Scooter shop. That's suitably. Yep. It's not really helping me on the deficits, but that's fine. Put it right next to the restaurant. Put it right next to the restaurant. And then maybe I'll end up putting like a garden there or something. How about we do that right now? Rose garden? Bingo. Perfect. So few things that actually fit in there. And then we'll probably come along here. I'll beautify all this stuff off camera, but being city, I imagine we'll want to fill in the back with stuff. Asphalt, probably. Okay. Let's go back and try and figure out something to fill this in with. I, at this point, don't really know if by the end of the series the whole city is going to be filled in. I might just have to plunk things down and then run away and call it good, because this is actually getting to be very difficult. Trying to figure out things. I don't know, does a flop house fit here? It does. Just put it in there. Theme-wise, I don't know that it does, but it does. It's a little bit run down. We're kind of running out of a media marketplace. Okay. Well, that's that. I could probably put more of those over here, in fact. That is a little bit commercial. I mean, highly commercial, but, you know, the Sims will appreciate that have to live there, I suppose. Helped with prosperity just a little bit. No wonder it's so hard to find everything. I keep doing it with the deposit. Ooh, yeah. You know, I feel like just to appease the religious faction in Siminico, we'd want to put one of these down somewhere. But where? Right behind the office building? Because you don't really want this. I mean, it is kind of on its own here. I kind of like that. Fine. We'll put it right there. We'll surround that, make it beautiful. That hurt a lot of things. Man, you know, I am just admittedly putting things down just for the sake of putting things down, but that's kind of where we're at this point in Siminico. We have got a lot of things that, oh man, that's really going to annoy me. We're not going to be able to fit very much in there. We've got a lot of things that need to be filled in, and a great lack of things to fill them in with. Could do more. Okay, the big concert hall, that's a thing. Big touristy attraction, that'd be good. We'll put the concert hall, I guess, right there. I don't know what I'm going to fill these side ones with. Because this would fit much better facing that way. Alright, fine. So we got a big concert hall. And what else? What else? What else? The Concourse Hotel. Now, I don't think I've got one of those just yet. So that'll go right there. And let's see. Maybe another car dealership. You'd probably find a few of those around Siminico. So let's have another car dealership. We'll have that, I guess not right there, right across from the church, cathedral. How about right there? Perfect. Yeah, those bungalow motels. I do want to add those in. I just, I'm going to have to look. Clock tower would probably be really nice. Actually, clock tower would be really nice facing across from the concert hall. Yeah. Okay. Deficit of 200. We're probably going to put in another power plant, although maybe I'll just add in some more solar. Oh yeah, that's something else I wanted to do too. I'd have the observatory, but there was that other science building Astrophysics lab. It goes right next to it. How about right over here instead? What else? These are jobs now. I'm creating industry, I know that. Civil defense tower. I did want to put one of these in at one point, and I never got around to it, so this is absolutely going in. Where is another question? I guess it could go... You know, it should probably go here. This is kind of a governmental area. This should also be. And you would think, too, that, you know, from a defensive point of view, Siminico would need this right kind of by the vulnerable shoreline. So we'll put that there. Excellent. Campus radio. No. Well, right now I'm going off the beaten path here. We'll go into prosperity and continue down there. So grape vineyard, for example, that's the thing we should probably be adding. Perhaps we'll add that right here. I don't know what I'm going to put there if I'm not adding farms. Put a grape vineyard right there. Yeah, so we'll do that. You know, I've got a movie studio here in town. I might just eliminate that. This market research building? To get more people into Siminico, we're going to need a market research building. Right there. We're creating deficits everywhere. So I don't know, it might have to be reliant upon a lot of beautification or a lot of juggling. This is where I think I've mentioned, this is kind of where the game is starting to lag a bit for me, because now I don't really know where I'm going to go with this. Right next to a nice hotel. This drive-through chapel I feel would be good around the casino areas. Can we stack it right there? I'll find a place for that one. Anyway, we're running away again with the jobs. We need power, and we're having deficits in a lot of those, which is killing the ability for those buildings to operate. Which, it's a good thing I'm paused then, because we'd be having a lot more problems than normal. So that's perhaps something we need to address. But I'm really liking this. I'm really liking the skyline of this city. I'm really liking the fact that you can swoop around and it looks full. It looks like a city. And I don't know, we've kind of run away from the theme, I think, that I'd originally had planned. The old city definitely has a different, distinct feeling than this new part. But I guess that was kind of the point, right? We were trying to combine 3 themes in Siminico, and well, it looks like so far the prosperity one is taking over. Probably going to do that for the foreseeable future, since we've sort of run out of authority buildings to go the other way with it, unless I really wanted to crack down and just continue putting in sleep tubes and dungeons and making things terrible. And dosage facility, was that what I put down? There was one. Yeah, so I think it was actually the behavioral building. I actually found the smaller version of that one. Yeah, re-education center. Probably ought to put one of those in somewhere. Maybe right there? Right across from that? How about right here? Behind the bank. Speaking of bank, there was another thing I wanted to add. Maybe I wanted to move that federal bank. I know there was another financial building I was thinking of putting in. How about we put this right here then? Nice. Fits. Cool. So that block is done. Another one down. Okay, well, we'll continue on next time.